Hi everyone, this is Gary Q from the Retrofit Shop, and in this video, I'd like to show you parts of the headlight and their function in allowing you to see better during night drives. This will also help you in the proper maintenance of your headlights, and if ever you want to do some DIY or do-it-yourself repairs or parts replacement. Let's do it! For this video, let's divide the type of headlights into two categories. The first is the reflector type, like what you see here. This is coming out of a 2016 Nissan Navara EL variant NP300. And for this type of headlight, you can see that there is a reflector bowl inside the headlight. But more about that later. So when we open the reflector type headlights, it looks like this. So this is the front lens, and this is the main body of the headlight. So you can see here the front lens, and you can see the main body of the headlight. So first, let's talk about the front lens. As you can see, the front part of the headlight or the headlight lens allows light to come out of the headlight while keeping the headlight assembly sealed. This is one part of the headlight that needs periodic maintenance if you want to keep it from premature yellowing. The yellowing is caused by wear and tear and the UV rays of the sun. So basically, you need to apply a product that has an anti-UV property so that you can retard the yellowing of the lens. There are many products out there like Meguiar's Plus X, and you can also use other wax that has anti-UV property. Second is the headlight body, and this acts as a framework that holds everything together. This is also the part of the headlight that gets bolted down to the frame of your car. You can see the mounting points here, here, and here. So third part is the reflector. And the main purpose of the reflector is that it captures or focuses the output of the bulb and projects it down the road. You can see the main bulb here. This is a halogen bulb, it's an H4 bulb. So the bulb here has the low beam and the high beam output. And when you look at the back side of your headlight, if you want to replace it, this is how it looks like. So for all H4 bulbs, you just unhook it like this. So you can imagine that if you're trying to replace your bulb, it's like this. So of course you cannot see from the back side. So what you do is you unhook the clip like this, push it down, and then pull out. And then you can remove the headlight bulb. H4 bulbs are mounted in such a way that this tab is always pointed upwards, like that. So it's also the same way when you install it. So more or less, it gives you an idea if you want to replace your H4 bulb. So after the reflector and the bulb comes the adjustment system of the headlight. And you can see that the reflector bowl is mounted on the body of the headlight in 3 mounting points. 1, 2, and 3. So these 3 mounting points is for the up-down adjustment and for the side-to-side adjustments. You can see the mounting points here, 1, 2, and 3. So in most headlights, what you have is a fixed pivot point here, and you have the up-down adjustment here, and the side-to-side adjustment here. The side-to-side or the left-right adjustment, you can see here, there's an L and an R, and you insert a long Phillips screwdriver here, and it turns this screw. This is that screw. So it will adjust the reflector bowl left to right, right to left. So this is the left to right adjustment or right to left. And again, this is the fixed pivot point. Most headlights are like that. 3 mounting points, 1 fixed, 1 for up-down, and 1 side-to-side or left-right. And this is the up-down adjustment. The up-down adjustment is always on the same side as the fixed pivot point. So it's also the same. The screw is here. You can insert, you can see it here. It's like a bottle cap. So you put in your screwdriver there and move it up, down. I have a video and I'll show you a link if you want to do a DIY or a do-it-yourself adjustment for your headlight. I'll put a link below. So the movement is basically like this. So if you adjust it left to right, this is the fixed pivot, it goes like that. It goes like that. And when you adjust it up and down, it goes like this. So again, this is the main pivot point. And some minor parts, this is the bulb for the park light. This is the most common type of park light. It's a peanut bulb or a T10 halogen bulb. So you just pull it out. It's mounted like that. So when you remove this, you can imagine that the headlight is, if you're standing in front of your car, always twist it clockwise like this, like that, and remove it. Okay, because if you're behind the headlights, you have to actually twist it counterclockwise like that, and then lock it clockwise like that. But since most of us will remove park light, signal light bulbs when the headlight is installed, it's just something that you need to take note of. So twist it clockwise like that and pull, and reverse it if you want to install the new bulbs. Twist it clockwise. And you have the signal light bulb here, also the same. What you do is you just push it down and twist it if you want to replace it. You can see the locking tabs here. So align it and twist it down. That's locked already. So you can do a DIY replacement of signal light and park lights. And this reflector bowl is just for the signal lights. And the next I want to point out is the vents for your headlights. For this headlight, you can see it here and here. You can see that there are holes here and also I don't know if you can see it, it's inside. So what it does is that it allows condensation to come out of your headlights. I always get questions about moist buildup in the headlights. Is this normal? What will I do? It's actually normal because headlight enclosures are not vacuum sealed. So it's possible that there's a condensation buildup inside your headlights. I don't know if you noticed that this is prevalent during the summer and before we enter the rainy season. Let's say you have a very hot morning, early afternoon, and then suddenly there's a heavy downpour in the late afternoon, and you have this condensation in your headlights. It's normal. The vents, these vents here, should allow condensation buildup inside your headlights to come out. So don't worry about it. I always tell people that if water is not beading, there are no water beads inside your headlights, it's normal. And if overnight the moist evaporates, then there's nothing wrong with your headlights. So last is the dust caps. You have it here. So when you replace your H4 bulb, so normally the bulb is sticking out here. So you remove this first and make sure to properly install it when you replace the bulbs, like that. Make sure it sits properly on the headlight assembly. Because if you have a excessive moist buildup in your headlights, the first thing you should check is the dust cap. For some headlights, there's a plastic cap that you twist to lock and twist to unlock. So make sure that it's properly fitted to the headlight. So that's the first thing to check if there's excessive moist buildup inside your headlight. And the next is the projector type headlights. And it's also the same for the projector type headlights. Once we open it, you can see here the front lens and the main headlight body. And the main difference with this headlight as compared to the reflector type, I don't know if you notice it, is that the low beam, this projector functions as the low beam. The low beam is separate from the high beam. For the H4 headlight, there's only one bulb for the high beam and the low beam. For this, there's one projector that handles the low beam function. In this case, this is the halogen projector for low beam, and this is the halogen bulb for the high beam. In this case, it's a HB3. So when you flick your high beam switch, the low beam is still on, but this will flash. So giving you a higher cutoff so that you can see further down the road. So when you want to replace the bulbs, it's also the same thing. You just twist it like that and you can remove it. Same thing for the high beam bulb. So the parts are basically the same, aside from the projector and the low beam and the high beam being separate, but it's basically the same as the reflector type headlight. So you have the park light bulbs here and the turn signal bulbs here. And for the adjustment system, it's also the same. You have adjustments here and adjustments here. So this is the pivot, this is the pivot point, and this is one screw for up down and another screw for side to side adjustments. So the projector and the high beam reflector bowl will only have one adjustment. So when you twist this screw here, or when you turn the screw here, it goes up down. And when you turn the screw here, it goes side to side or left right. So again, three mounting points, one fixed, one for up down, one for side to side. And you have the dust caps here. You can see it here. For this type of headlight, you don't need to remove the dust caps if you have to replace the bulbs. So you reinstall it like that. Make sure that it's sitting properly on the headlight assembly for a watertight seal. And also for these headlights, you can see vents here, and here. Again, that allows condensation to come out when there's a big differential with the outside and the inside temperature of your headlight. I would also want to share with you how most headlights are sealed. So if you can see here, this is what we call the headlight channel. And this is where the headlight body actually comes in contact with the headlight lens. You can see here that there's a lip that goes in between the headlight channel. So this channel is filled with headlight sealant. The headlight sealant you can see around here is not silicone. So do not use silicone to seal your headlights. It will actually not mix with the original headlight sealant. Go to reputable shops if you have problem with your headlight sealing, and make sure that they don't use silicone to reseal your headlights. If you apply heat on the sealant, it will soften and you can separate the front lens from the rear body. And it's also the same way when you assemble it. I also get a lot of questions about installing plug-and-play LED bulbs on halogen projectors. And the short answer is that it depends. Some halogen projectors perform well with plug-and-play LED bulbs while others don't. So if you plan to install plug-and-play LED bulbs, make sure that the output will be much better than the output of your halogen bulb. So there you go. When you have a headlight system that is properly functioning, you can see better at night, and that means you can drive safer. If this video helped you in any way, please consider clicking the like button and subscribe so that you'll get notified if I will upload a new video. And if you know someone who can benefit from this video, please share. This is Gary Q from the Retrofit Shop, and I'll see you in the next.